Hi, this is Karen of Quiet Mountain Wellness. Welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy today's little talk on stubbornness. Depending on who you talk to, if you ask what they think about stubbornness, you might get some different answers. Stubbornness can be helpful if you are stubborn for the right things. If you are stubborn for the higher values, then stubbornness can be supportive, part of the structure of integrity, and it can also inspire others to look at something maybe in a different way. Now, all of us have people that we've known in our lives who are stubborn and maybe stubborn against. So let's say you have a thought and the person disagrees and they are stubborn against what you're saying. They're not going to let in what you're saying because they think they're right and they're going to be stubborn about it, and that's it. What's interesting is there are some things behind these lower level kinds of stubborn rather than being stubborn for the higher values. When a person is stubborn for their own opinion, often it is just because they are so full of themselves that there is just no room for anything else. Sometimes a person is holding tight to something because usually there's fear behind it or there's ego behind it. If they're made to look like they're wrong, that is pretty tough for some people because their egos just can't tolerate it. So they have a bit of weakness around that, and they show strength through their stubbornness to protect those more vulnerable places. But here's what's really the worst thing, I believe, about being stubborn for the lower things or just for a personal opinion, is that through our lives, there are opportunities for growth, opportunities to get unstuck. Because sometimes when we're stubborn around an opinion, we can't move. It's like we've pushed ourselves through our stubbornness into a corner. And now that's all we can think, that's all we can be, and all we can believe is whatever this opinion is that we're stubborn about. And stubbornness will put a dead stop to learning. It will put a dead stop to openness. It blinds a person to opportunities. It makes a person have to have a hardness about them. So they lose out on openness because they're closed off. They lose out on opportunities for softness because they have to be hard. They can't break through that hard shell. And opportunities for vulnerability. And all of these things, openness, softness, humility, vulnerability, these are the things that make the willingness to learn be alive. They fuel the willingness to learn. They fuel learning. They fuel growth. And the truth of it is, the healthiest version of beginner's mind is one that is open, is one that is flexible, is one that is paying attention, one that is soft, is willing, has an empty space, is not filled up to the top with something so that nothing else can get in. And this is why stubbornness for your own opinions and stubbornness for things that maybe you learned a long time ago aren't helping you grow. They aren't helping you to open yourself up to new opportunities that could be much more nourishing for you, satisfying for you, or uplifting ways that you could grow where as you kind of walk up that mountain of growth, where your perspectives start to change and expand, deepen, and become more complex, more interesting, and start to reach higher than where you are in the moment now. There's places to go when we release stubbornness, whereas stubbornness will stop growth. It stops connection. It can also really stunt relationships, and it can just make everything so one-sided that it starts to be it's my way or the highway. And this is really sad because when this starts to happen in new relationships or in families, it becomes a point of contention and it doesn't really leave you any place to go. Stubbornness can be a good thing if you're stubborn for the right things, if you're stubborn for the higher things, if you're stubborn for truth, if you're stubborn for peace, if you're stubborn for honesty and learning and growth. A little something to think about, because willingness, growth, openness, vulnerability, learning, these are all part of self-honoring choices. We want to grow, we want to expand in our sense of self-honor so that we can enjoy life, enjoy relationships in new, deeper, and even more lovely ways. So those are my thoughts for today. Thanks for listening.